I forgot how to do my intro. I forgot my intro. What do I normally say at the beginning of these things? I don't know. I forgot. I completely forgot how to do an intro, y'all. Wow. Well, welcome back to another live stream on the channel. Glad to see you guys all in here yet again today. I've forgotten. I'm not kidding, y'all. I had to go into my files. I had to find my music. I couldn't find it. So I went onto YouTube. I searched up multiple songs. Then I had to find it through the copyright system, download both songs, put them back on my PC, and then finally I found the music. I literally forgot how to do a live stream because it's been 18 days. 18 days since our last live stream. I haven't had a break like that since literally the end of 2023. It has been a very long time since I have had about a 2.5 week break or so. Absolutely insane. But of course, as y'all know, I've been putting out every other day videos, so I wanted to make up for it. But I'm glad to see you guys all in here. Let's see who is in the chat. We have... let's see, we have Caleb, Ben, we have LWX24, let me go down a bit more, we have Maurice here, Nebraska, Iowa as well, Pez is in here. Glad to see you guys all in here for another live stream. I'm going to just make sure everything's good to go because haven't been here in a minute, like I said, but I think we are all good to go, should be. We're going to find out together. We're going to find out together if everything's good. Wow, it has been a long time. I'm glad to be back here live streaming again. Thankfully, it is not because of actually what's happening across the country. This is going to be a live weather briefing here. And I mean, right now we actually do have a snowstorm impacting portions of the New England states here. They did actually put out a winter storm warning for southeastern Maine, mainly because of those gusty winds, but they're also talking about, of course, snowfall potential between 4 to 9 inches of snowfall possible. I don't know if we're actually going to get to that. We're going to go over the models and we're going to look together to see if we're actually going to be able to get close to those 4 to 9 inches of snowfall possible. This system has kind of been all over the place, as y'all know. I mean, we've been making videos on this one system literally over like the last week and a half or two, and today's finally the day that it's impacting the U.S. It's going relatively as I expected. You know, we saw 1.5 inches of snowfall out here in central Indiana. We saw quite a bit of snowfall in Illinois. We saw like 9 inches of snowfall in Minnesota, portions of Minnesota, Wisconsin. So really, the system's going as expected. This portion of the system is overperforming a little bit. We've had some uptrends that obviously you can see are happening right now, where we're seeing this snow band making its way more inland into the interior Northeast than what we were originally expecting. So areas like Boston, pointing to the north and west, this general vicinity here, can expect anywhere from 5 to potentially up to 8 inches of snowfall. If we look at their advisories here, I think they're calling for 2 to 5 inches of snowfall in this area. I looked at the models earlier this morning. I assume they backed off a bit because some data was showing up to 9 inches of snowfall, but I guess those models have backed off. So we'll look at that together. We have some winter weather advisories out here in the Appalachians as we expected. Also some winter weather advisories for lake effect snowfall as we expected as well. We did have a lot of winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories in this area once that storm made its way through. But of course, all those have now expired. And I want to bring you guys on over to this here. Take a look at the HRRR model run here. We're going to switch over to this page because that should zoom it in. I still remember a little bit. On how to live stream. And I want to see if, okay, that's why. Yeah, so that's why our low pressure system is going to occlude, like, can I zoom this out some? It's basically going to pull up around the trough ejection. Occlude really wasn't the right wording there, but this is your trough here, and your low pressure is going to be up here, and your low pressure is going to spin up and around that trough ejection just like this. And so what that's going to end up doing is it's going to end up dropping a substantial more amount of snowfall in southeastern Maine, maybe even into eastern Maine as well. So that's why we're probably going to end up with, up to 9 inches of snowfall being a possibility out there in eastern, southeastern Maine over the next couple days. I mean, this snowstorm is going to be impacting Maine specifically tonight into all day tomorrow, but it could last even into Sunday as well. And of course, that lake effect snowfall is going to be happening behind our main low pressure system. So as that trough pulls through and as the low pressure pulls up into Quebec, Canada, that's when your lake effect is going to begin. Probably really getting started around 2 p.m. tomorrow. 2 p.m. tomorrow, that's when we're really going to see those lake effect bands begin, probably just off to the east of Buffalo and over, if not to the south and west of Watertown, New York. I don't know if I've ever gotten a winter weather advisory in Shreveport. I'm sure you have. Actually, I know you have because I've seen winter storm warnings down there a couple years ago. But this year, I don't recall you ever being in a winter weather advisory this year. And of course, our cold weather is verifying as well. I don't know if I can turn this on. This should be... Geez, I haven't used these programs in, like I said, 2 weeks. I haven't been looking at radar. At least not with this radar software. Which one is the temperatures? Where is the temperatures at? Is it... that one. There we go. Haha. So there's your big blast of cold air. Let me zoom you guys out just a little bit so you can see the verification of this. So as expected, we're getting those freezing temperatures into obviously western Montana, almost all of South Dakota, all of North Dakota, all of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri. You guys are all seeing those freezing temperatures all the way down into Tennessee at the moment. And then it goes up along the western Appalachian range. So this whole entire area is very close to, if not below freezing at the moment. And then as we go into tonight, those temperatures will continue to fall, especially into tomorrow morning. And then we'll warm up just a little bit tomorrow afternoon before it divots back down as we go into Sunday morning. I think tomorrow morning is going to be the coldest morning out of this wave of freezing air that we've been experiencing, switching on over again. So this is your NAM model run. We're going to pull this on out. And yeah, you can see this is for tomorrow morning, right around the time frame of 6, 7 a.m. And you can see it's going to be absolutely frigid out there in most of the central U.S. And a good chunk of the eastern United States. It looks like the Appalachians may protect us out here in Virginia and North Carolina from getting into like the 20s. But unfortunately, Sunday morning, that's when we are going to divot into the 20s. So it looks like both tomorrow morning and Sunday morning are going to be absolutely freezing in the majority of the United States. Like I said, just a little bit warm up here, little bit warmer as you go into the afternoon of Saturday in the central United States. Then it divots back down a lot. Then Sunday it warms back up quite a bit, and then Monday morning it divots back down again, and then hopefully Tuesday we should start to warm up on Christmas Eve. This is using the GFS model run now. You can see Tuesday, Christmas Eve. That cold air does linger out here in the mid-Atlantic area as well as the interior northeast. Also some cooler air lingering up here thanks to that Clipper system we're going to be seeing moving on in Christmas Eve. And then going into Christmas Day, you could still see those cooler temperatures are hanging around in the north central United States into the entirety of the northeastern United States as well. So it's going to be pretty cold in the morning. Christmas morning, it will be pretty cold if you live in the north central U.S., northeastern United States. But then as you go into the afternoon and evening of Christmas Day, it's going to warm up rapidly, very rapidly warm up. And the only areas that may be freezing on Christmas afternoon is actually going to be here in the far northeastern United States and maybe portions of Minnesota. Only those two general areas will be freezing here on Christmas Day. So quite a warm up, definitely quite a warm Christmas. Not a lot of us will be seeing a white Christmas this season, or this year, I should say. This is your snow depth here, so that's who's going to be seeing a white Christmas. North Dakota, most of Minnesota, and a good chunk of Wisconsin will be seeing a white Christmas. And then the far upper elevations and the extreme northeastern United States will also be seeing a white Christmas. But most of the areas that we all really want to see a white Christmas in won't be seeing a white Christmas, like Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, North Carolina, Virginia, where none of us are going to be seeing a white Christmas. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Much appreciated. Will there be anything in Chicago or Milwaukee for severe weather next week? I extremely doubt it. A second season is normally very limited to the south central and southern United States. If we pull it on out, this is going into the 26th. You can see our first severe weather threat is going to begin out here, probably somewhere in eastern Texas into Louisiana as we go into Thursday night of the 26th. Going into the 27th, it should be in generally the same area. And then the 28th, this is where we could see some marginal severe weather stretch as far up as central western Illinois. I don't believe at the moment it will get to Chicago or Milwaukee. You guys should probably just be getting, rain. Just a lot of rain going into Saturday, December 28th. There may be a chance for a rumble of thunder, but I don't think it will be anything severe. Now, the 27th of December, I definitely will not be able to stream anytime in the afternoon hours. If I do manage to stream on the 27th, it will be late because I have something planned for that day too. I mean, this really isn't coming in on a good timing for us to cover it. The end of 2024, where, at the end of every year, most people get really busy. So, definitely a higher opportunity of me not covering this severe threat as opposed to me covering it. I'll definitely be spending it with my family, Doug, for sure. I definitely will be spending it with my family. In 2025, I can guarantee we'll be live streaming probably in tornado season. It will almost be a daily basis. I mean, 2024, we were live every day for like 3 weeks straight. So believe me, we'll definitely have a lot of live streams into 2025 for sure. But for holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, around the timing of my birthday, I'm spending all that with my family, of course. Yeah, the end of this GFS model run, I do think we'll be ending very actively here. very, very actively ending 2024. I don't know about tornado wise. Of course, we're going to have the opportunity for a tornado or two, generally from south central Texas all the way up through maybe as far north as Illinois and then back out towards western Florida. So that whole area there, we'll be watching for severe weather potential. And that is actually interesting. I got to be honest with you guys. I did not look at the 29th here. I got to be completely honest. I didn't go this far out on the GFS. I stopped on the 28th of December. I did not even know that the GFS actually has a more substantial severe threat here on the 29th and into the 30th of December. That is really interesting. Do you think January, February will be active in tornadoes? I don't know. See, if it is, it will be the far southern United States. I really don't feel like it will be, Ben. I mean, earlier this year, towards what? Whenever I put out my winter forecast, it looked really good for tornadoes in December and towards the end of November, and it just didn't happen until possibly the end of 2024. So we'll have the opportunity at, a couple tornadoes January, February, but I don't think it'll be anything like active or hyperactive or anything over the top. Now, March, April, May, I do think we could have some very big tornado threats in the south central and southern United States. I think 2025's tornado season is going to be very active in this vicinity here. 2024 was like a big plains year, and 2025 will be like the most common comparison I see to it is actually the 2011 tornado season. I don't think it will be as vigorous as the 2011 season because we don't have analogs for that. Obviously, we have analogs for that year, but just 2025 doesn't point towards a 2011 season. But that's what people are comparing it to on Twitter. Proxy, glad to see you in the chat. It's been quite a long time. I'm really, really glad to see you decided to tune into another live stream. I hope you are doing really well. I've seen you get a lot of lake effect snowfall and just a lot of weather out there in Ohio. Ohio's been very active for weather. Very, very active. But thank you for being a member for now 10 months. Really, really thankful to see you back in the chat. Really, really thankful. It has been a long time since I've seen you in here, Proxy. I'm really glad to see you back in here. Proxy with a $40 donation. Wow, Proxy. Thank you so much. That is crazy. Have an upcoming Merry Christmas, everyone, TRG. More successful for you and your channel in 2025. And hopefully we see some tornadoes. I hope we see some tornadoes. Again, thank you, Proxy, for the $40 donation. That is crazy. That is insane. I really hope we'll be able to bring you guys along for some storm chases and see some tornadoes in 2025. Hopefully we don't have to go to Mississippi. I don't want to go to Mississippi. I want a plain severe threat. If we could get a moderate out in Kansas, me and Lucky will probably try our hardest to get there. But again, thank you for that $40 donation. Legacy with the 16 months of being an EF1 member. Legacy is our longest subscribing member on the channel. 16 months. I think Legacy got it like the day of or day after I put memberships on. That is crazy, Legacy. 16 months for Legacy, and then we have 10 months for Proxy. Proxy gave a $40 donation. I probably should have enabled alerts, but we just had trolls recently. I guess since it's less active now, there's not really going to be trolls. I mean, if you're here watching, I'm pretty sure you're a long-time watcher, most likely. And Legacy, welcome to the stream, by the way. Proxy, of course, Nebraska. See if I forgot anyone else. I saw Legacy say hi. Didn't even welcome you. Welcome, Legacy. Jake, welcome to the stream as well. Tyler, welcome to the live stream. It's been a while since I've done a live stream, so I'm very rusty. Yeah, Nebraska, thank you for reminding me of that. Amazon did cancel that drone order. I don't know really why they did, but they did. So I did not get that drone that I was really, really hoping to get. We got a good deal on it, but then Amazon just decided to completely get rid of it. I don't know why. I have no clue. So we won't have a drone, but I'm very confident Lucky will be getting a drone. Yeah, we got refunded, but I really wanted that drone. I mean, it was a good deal. Half off is just, that's crazy. That is just crazy. I've never actually had it canceled on me. Amazon's never canceled something like that. Anything in Chicago will be small or nothing. Yeah, it'll be small or nothing. Exactly. Yep. It'll be very minimal severe weather or just rain. Are you planning on live stream on Facebook? Definitely not Instagram. I did start up Facebook back in late 2022, but then I deactivated it because it wasn't the place for me to do streams. I think YouTube's the main area right now. I really don't think we're going to branch out anywhere just yet. Tried TikTok, but then TikTok just went so downhill, I had to get rid of the app. So YouTube at the moment seems like the perfect place for us to keep our weather content. Anything for Orlando, Florida, heading down there after Xmas. Let's see. Hot. It's gonna be hot. Man, Florida's gonna be like the only state that actually gets to like 70, maybe. Oh, geez. Definitely very, very, very muggy. Very muggy, warm, normal Florida weather, and a lot of showers too. Rain and a lot of warmth. That's probably what you're going to see in Florida after Christmas. I can't tell you exactly for Orlando, but I'm sure it's going to be extremely... it's going to be very hot compared to the rest of the U.S. You know, most of us out here in the central U.S., eastern U.S., we're going to be sitting in like the 30s and 40s, and then Florida's going to be baking at mid 80s as we go towards, let's see, what was that? Was it the 26th? Where was it? Yeah, it was the 26th. Florida's going to be getting into the 80s. It will be pretty good. It depends on whenever you get there. If you get there, say Saturday, which is December 28th, it's going to be nice temperature-wise, but still rainy. Like, you know, you're going to be into the high 60s, which in my opinion is like really, really nice. Yeah, so the 27th will be a hot day, and then the 28th is going to be nice, but rainy. And the 29th looks like rain. 30th, you'll probably get a break on the 30th. So the 30th will probably be your nicest day. Now, this might change. This is just basing it off of one model run here. But there's all your other model runs. 27th, let's see. Looks like there's not, there's a lot of different spread here. Look at that. Definitely don't want Ensemble 15. I would say a good chance for rainfall when you go to Florida, as well as, you know, you're going to be seeing high 60s and 70s. Key Largo. Let's see where that is. Key Largo. Probably a lot of rain, and that's definitely going to be probably the hottest part of Florida. Looks like the further south you go into Florida, the more the higher your temps will be. Yeah, I think Chicago will be pretty nice, especially for Christmas. Yeah, Christmas Eve, it's going to be really nice in Chicago. Christmas Day, some ensembles have it raining, but I would definitely be more confident in it being a nice Christmas Day in Chicago. And then we're going to be getting that system going into Friday. So the only day I would be watching in Chicago for any impacts would definitely be Friday and Saturday. That's the 27th, 28th of December. Right in that time frame. because this is going to change. You know, your trough projection could speed up, it could slow down, it could fall apart some, it could strengthen on your model runs. So it depends a lot. It's going to depend a lot on what that trough exactly does, but 27th or 28th, you're definitely going to be seeing rain in Chicago for sure. But yeah, Key Largo, like I said, really hot and muggy, as well as probably quite a bit of rainfall. Is that like far southern Florida? That was like over here. Hold on. Maybe not as much rainfall. Yeah, if you go to Florida, you're almost guaranteed to see rain depending on how long you stay there. I mean, Florida seems like it's always getting rain. I don't think that would be a state I'd like to live in. I mean, I swear, every time I look on the model runs, if there's no rain in most of the US, all I gotta do is go to Florida and boom, I'll see rain on the model. Like, look at that. Florida, all of Florida will get rain. This is through the rest of the year, through the 31st. Yeah, I do have a map. I didn't make a map for our winter for a white Christmas, um, because there's not really much happening snowfall wise. So let me go here to snow depth. Let's see. This map probably, yeah, this map here is your best bet. So if you're in the blue, then you're going to be seeing a white Christmas. Blue or, you know, obviously purple, pink as well. If you're in the gray, you might have a dusting. If you're in the white, that's no snow. So most of North Dakota, most of Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, most of New York, northern Pennsylvania, northwestern Massachusetts, most of Vermont, northern New Hampshire, a good chunk, if not almost all of Maine, with the exception of southwest Maine. You guys are going to be seeing a white Christmas. But like, there's no big snowstorm that's going to travel through the central U.S. So, like I said, it's going to be a pretty nice Christmas. Here's your temperatures. That's your temperatures going into Christmas Day. This is 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. rather. You're all good, Dreams. Nightbot may time you out if you do it again, but Nightbot's just there to prevent spammers. I wish we didn't have it, but I swear, I mean, we just end up with we get a lot of trolls and spammers, especially as we go into April and May. So it's best just to always keep Nightbot there for security. Let's see. How will the ENSO neutral weather pattern affect spring 2025 severe weather? We'll be going into, I believe we're very close to almost into a La Nina right now. I have to go look at the CPC's La Nina stuff here. Let's see. Let me go find it. I haven't pulled this thing out since hurricane season. Where are you? There is so many weather websites I have to keep up with. Okay, here we go. I got it. And we're going to do this one. Yeah, so there's a very high chance that we are going to be in a weak La Nina going into some point in January. And then we'll be going right into a neutral as we go into March, April. Probably for most of 2025 we'll be in a neutral phase, it looks like. So I'll have to go pull out some analogs for it. But let's see. I would say that it's probably going to help with your southern severe weather threats. Because your La Nina typically results in a more northern jet stream. And your El Nino and neutrals typically result in a further south jet stream. a more southern jet stream. Let's see. I'm going through all these analogs real quick. I'm pretty sure the start of our tornado season here in the U.S. was an El Nino, and then as we went towards May, we started to go towards a neutral. We were in neutral in May. So that's interesting because which I do remember correctly, I remember April definitely had a really active tornado season, tornado month. A lot of tornadoes happened in April, and that was a El Nino. So our overall pattern, though, definitely is going to favor a more southern tornado season. Once we get closer, I'll end up doing a forecast for it. But most likely, the neutral phase is going to help increase severe weather in the south central and southern plains. I would say generally this area here. So that's kind of your south central to central plains there. So if we stay in a neutral, that's probably where most of our severe weather activity will end up being, probably focused over Kansas, Oklahoma, and then into Texas and Louisiana. But there's always multiple hot spots. There's always multiple hot spots for tornadoes in a given season. This year, obviously, you had the hot spot over Nebraska, Iowa, northern Kansas. Then you had the hot spot in southern Oklahoma, northeastern Texas. Then you had the hot spot over the Midwest. Had a couple outbreaks out there. And I think those were your three main hot spots in 2024. Let's see if I can get a map. Yep, really what I said. Yeah. Ohio, eastern Indiana, central western Ohio was a hot spot, eastern Nebraska, southwestern Iowa, northeastern Kansas was a hot spot, and then the whole state of Oklahoma. All of central eastern Oklahoma was a big hot spot. These three areas in 2024. Hot spot was right here. Then you had another hot spot here. Then you had another hot spot back down in here. So we definitely had more traditional plains, the plains tornado threat. Let's see here. April 26th was definitely the most notable outbreak in 2024, at least in my opinion. That's the one that I can remember by a milestone. And then, of course, we had the Greenfield tornado. But, I mean, April 26th almost... It was almost like... It kind of felt out of place because of how many tornadoes it spawned. And I say that because the SPC only had like a, they had only a 10 sig up there. And then we had it was crazy. We had so many tornadoes. If you look on a tornado map, you'll see a little corridor of what looks like 50 tornadoes right in that area. And that was April 26th. Yep. Oklahoma has had two EF4s. And then you had the EF4 in eastern Nebraska, and then you had the EF4 in southern Iowa. So, I mean, we had our quite violent tornadoes this year. 4 violent tornadoes, 30, actually, wow. A lot of significant tornadoes. I don't know if I could add that up. That's 170. 170 significant tornadoes with 4 violent tornadoes. Jeez. Just a crazy year. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into the 2025 tornado season. I'm gonna try to do some research on that. Whoever asks that question, thank you for reminding me, because we are heading into that. I'm gonna put that on things to do. There we go. Because honestly, I haven't really looked into the Nino pattern that much. So definitely a good question there, saying how will the neutral Nino affect our tornado season. Let's see. What else could we go over here? Let's go over the severe weather threat a bit, because we haven't really gone over that too in depth. I want to look at the CFS. Can I type? CFS version 2 extended range guidance here from NIU. Yep, that's definitely a severe weather pattern right there. That's definitely different too. You can see we've actually had quite the uptrend on our GFS ensembles here for the 26th. And then the 27th, it goes down just a bit. And then the 28th, it spikes up significantly. So it looks like ensembles are having a little bit of a difficulty and a little bit of trouble figuring out which day will be the biggest. You can see here, obviously our mean control group here takes the 28th to be the biggest day, whereas some ensembles definitely want it being like the night of the 29th into the 30th of December being the biggest severe weather day. But regardless, we're gonna be seeing a severe weather threat at the end of this year. How significant it will be, no one knows. No one knows. But we are seeing a downtrend. Over the last couple days, we've seen quite the downtrend. What happened is you could see it right here. See this ridging right here? You see this jet stream ridge? That's your Pacific high pressure. That's in your Central Pacific. And that's actually going to help break down these trough ejections. So instead of one massive trough ejection, like we were looking at, I don't know if I could show you the model guidance. Go watch a video. Go watch one of my videos from like 6 days ago. You'll see it. So instead of getting this one giant trough ejection with, say, 110 jet stream, we're going to be seeing this little trough ejection here, and then another short wave in here, then a trough ejection back out here. So we're going to get multiple severe threats. We're going to be seeing multiple severe threats. We'll probably have a small severe threat on the, geez, it'll probably kick off, I'd say Friday. I'd say the 20, maybe even the 26th. Yeah, we could even see it kick off a little severe threat on the 26th, little severe threat on the 27th, maybe a notable severe threat on the 28th, and if not on the 28th, definitely notable on the 29th. So it's just going to depend. So that's the 26th there, could have a little threat. 27th. Looks like a pretty good threat. It looks like that's uptrending. Look at that. If you compare it to the previous runs, the 27th has uptrended tremendously on the newest GFS model runs. So we'll wait for data to come in tomorrow. So we'll just keep watching it. But regardless, we're going to be seeing severe weather in this general area to close out 2024. Man, if we're closing out 2025 already, that's crazy. That's where I'm expecting severe weather to happen at the end of this year. But like I said, we could even see severe weather all the way up into potentially Illinois. It just depends on how significant that trough is. See, like the GFS model one, see how that trough ejection traverses there? And it's very much elongated. That would cause it would be a lower severe threat, but it would be a more widespread severe threat. If we look at your instability, yeah, see, that puts instability all the way up into Minnesota and Wisconsin. So if you get more of a elongated trough ejection that ejects like the GFS has here on the 28th, it would go more north. And it would be also a less concentrated severe threat. But if you go back to like the 12Z, see if the 12Z had a more concentrated jet stream here. Not really. Yesterday's run, maybe. Yeah, see, this was just jet stream everywhere. See, that's what I was talking about. See, this is the massive trough ejection with the minimal Pacific high pressure out here to the south and west. If we go to 18Z, you can see it breaks up into two different troughs. Definitely a big difference between that. A massive difference. The difference between this run here is a lot. I wouldn't say it's going to miss the DFW. Right now, I feel like the DFW needs to watch it a lot. DFW definitely needs to be watching the severe weather pattern. So we'll continue to monitor these model runs. Of course, we're still a little far out, but like I said, no matter really what happens, I don't see a way that we don't see severe weather somewhere in this portion of the southern U.S. And like I said, if that trough is more elongated, it could be as far up as into Missouri, central Illinois. I would keep an eye on it in Chicago. I mean, it never hurts to keep an eye on your weather pattern, but I would definitely not be worried or concerned about severe weather in Chicago. A lot's going to change between now and then. This is when a lot of our model runs typically change. Once we go from about 240 hours out to about 200 hours out, that's when we typically see some change. And then from about 200 hours out to 150 hours out, that's when models change a lot. And we've seen a massive shift. Like I said, here it is yesterday, which is when it was 200 hours out, versus today when it's now 180 hours out. And I mean, it completely changed the entire setup. It changed the entire setup. The entire setup changed on your model runs, which is why we don't really talk about specifics. You know, I didn't point out a specific town for severe weather. You saw me circle a whole location. You know, I circled all of Louisiana, most of Mississippi, into Texas, because it's too far out to specify a location for severe weather. Hence why the SPC hasn't introduced any categorical risks yet. They haven't introduced a 15%. They did talk about highlighting 15% for Friday. Already, day 8, they mentioned highlighting a 15% chance. Day 8, 8 days out on the SPC. If you go to their, go to the bottom of their text there, they said, I'm going to read it out here. An additional focus for increasing deep convection potential will be into Thursday, day 7, into Friday, day 8 time frame. This will be as a secondary upper trough emerges from the southwest. This could lead towards some severe risk in a corridor in the east to southeastern Texas and Arklatex in lower Mississippi Valley. However, given uncertainty regarding the moisture and destabilization, they have not introduced any 15% chance so far. So if we see more consistency here between these ensembles, let's go to our ensembles here. So if we see more consistency here for Friday, this is Friday, then they'll highlight a 15%. You can see some ensembles have instability in West Texas. Some of them have it into Eastern Texas, Southern Texas. Some have it over almost all of Eastern Texas. So there's a lot of variability here. There's not high confidence in instability spreading over the entire area. But if that uptrends, then we'll see them highlight an area. 15% chance. This is your probability of supercell composite. So basically your probability of tornado ingredients. And you can see going into Friday, there is some confidence that somewhere in Texas will have an opportunity at seeing a tornado Friday night. Going into Saturday, that opportunity shifts eastward, and it's very low. It's only like a 20% chance. Just a 20% chance. And then as we go into the 29th, it shifts even more east and dissipates. So we're going to be watching, like I said, generally this whole area here for the potential of severe weather. Central Texas, Eastern Texas, most of Central Eastern Oklahoma, all of Arkansas, all of Louisiana, all of Mississippi. And like I mentioned before, depending on how the trough ejects, we could even be needing to keep an eye out all the way up towards like Central Illinois into Missouri, into Central Missouri. No, I don't. I don't think you need to worry in Chicago. The more south you are, the better chance you'll have at severe weather. Chicago's very far north. You know, if you live in Louisiana or Texas, you're going to have the best opportunity for severe storms. But just to show you the uncertainty still, this is, again, going into Friday. You could see most of our ensembles. I know you can't see all of them here, but most of our ensembles are very much different from each other for Friday. Now, going into Saturday, going here into Saturday, the 28th, there is a bit of better agreement between our ensembles, but still, there's a lot of uncertainty. Like I said, I'm pretty confident somebody will be seeing severe weather at the end of this month, this year as well. But the magnitude of it and how widespread it is, it's just too far out to tell. So definitely want to be watching. Definitely want to be watching it. Definitely keeping a close eye on it, but I would not be worrying by any means. No matter where you are in the U.S., I wouldn't be worrying for severe weather. Because like I said, we're going to have models do this. Get one big trough ejection, model run before that. Now it's one big elongated trough. Yesterday's model run. Now there's one big trough again. I mean, they're switching so much. Like I said, this is when models flip-flop a lot. I've noticed that with severe weather patterns, once you get towards the 200-hour time frame, that's when models like to switch a lot that day. And that day was yesterday into all of today was that time frame. And that's when they've switched the most. I can't English. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. The longer I go without doing a live stream, the more I mess up when I eventually do one. But hopefully you guys have found this informative so far. If you have any questions, put them in the live chat. I will try my best to answer them. Welcome Catman to the live stream. Haley as well. Glad to see you to the stream. I've been really good, Catman. Outside of Amazon canceling my drone, I've been really good. So far, I've had a great December. I loved making those videos, 20-minute videos. They were really fun. They were really fun to make. I got to talk a bunch. 20-minute videos. Is that too long for you guys, or you think that's okay? I know a lot of y'all like 10 to 15-minute videos, but then again, you know, sometimes it's better to go a lot more in depth. Oh, also, if you don't follow me on Twitter, I gotta show y'all this milestone because obviously you guys are the ones who hit it for me. Let me go over here. I'm leaking my analytics. This one. There we go. Well, I'm gonna have to... Okay, it should be this. I should be able to see it from here, right? Well, I've got to black out this screen, so I apologize. There may be stuff behind it because I've changed this overlay so many times. I don't know what's behind it. It's just black screen. Okay. Boom. There you go. Our channel hit 1 million total views in its lifetime. 1 million yesterday. Very early yesterday morning, it hit 1 million views. 1,745,000 views. Well, 1,745,000, my bad. I can't read either. Y'all. 1,745,000. There you go. That's the number I'm looking for. Gracious day. Man. I knew this stream would be a bit difficult because I've been rusty, but geez. So I really appreciate it for every last one of you guys that tuned in on this, on all of my live streams over the last 3 years or so. I mean, we really started August 10th. Right around August 10th is when people started finding the channel, and then we exploded in 2023 because of you guys. Absolutely exploded in 2023, and then grew even significantly more in 2024. We got over 4,000 new subscribers in 2024. The goal for 2025 is to try and get 5,000 more subscribers to push us over that 10,000 mark, which I think is very easy to do. I think we could very easily do that as long as I stay consistent and we go and see some tornadoes this year. Now, these aren't public views, so if you go to my channel, we've deleted videos and live streams because they're cringy, and also I wanted to clear up the channel because I didn't want to have 500 public live streams on the channel. So if you go to like the channel's total views, it would probably say like, I don't know, 500,000. I don't know. Let's go see what it says. What does it say? 474,000. So, yeah, most of our live streams from 2023 were deleted, so. I don't think I'll be deleting any live streams from this year. Unless something unexpectedly gets copyrighted and I'm forced to delete it, I don't think I'll be deleting any of our live streams. You got to think copyright laws change all the time, so if live streams get deleted, it's because something got copyrighted. So I cannot wait to see what the 2025 tornado season has in store for this channel and covering it. I can't wait to start talking about more substantial severe weather threats and helping y'all out. And I also can't wait to show you guys some tornadoes. Get out there into probably Kansas and storm chase. Whenever that may be. I'm hoping it will be like April or May. April or May. Probably May. Thank you for tuning in, Frankie. If you guys have any last second questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. We are getting close to the end of this briefing. I'm going to see if I missed any comments here. You're all good, Legacy. I don't expect you to keep up with 20-minute videos when I upload them every other day. Alright, there we go. But, yeah, our next, like I said, I should have one more video. Probably, I don't know, it depends. I really want to do one more video this year. But I'm going to get so busy, like I said, in terms of covering this upcoming severe threat. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to try to live stream or do a video whenever I have time. Because I have a lot planned. Obviously, we have Christmas coming up, but I have a lot planned this weekend and then into the middle of next week. And then late next week with the severe threat, I have a lot planned for the 27th and the 28th. And then, of course, New Year's appears up right after that, so I should be able to live stream sometime between the 28th, the 29th of December. I'm sure I'll be live one of those days for severe weather. And then I do have a new video I need to release. It's a tutorial video that I need to get out at some point. Believe it or not, I was actually contacted and requested to make a video on it. And I mean, I already liked the software, so I'm going to do it. But, yeah, tornado season is going to be very active next year for Great Plains. I think, I don't know, this area here is going to be a toss-up. Like northeastern Kansas, southeast Nebraska, southern Iowa, most of Missouri, it's going to be a toss-up. I'm very confident in severe weather happening in this region here, the southern U.S. and south central plains. And then, like I said, it's going to be a toss-up as you go into this area. It won't be a sponsor. I don't plan on doing sponsors anytime soon. If I do a sponsorship on the channel, like I've talked with Lucky, if I get sponsors, it's going to be simply, can I use your product for free? And that's it. I don't want to be paid right now. I don't want to be paid. So, but once we get storm chasing out there, I'm probably going to eventually have to get sponsors. So that way I can, fund storm chases. Because it's not going to be that easy to go from Virginia to Kansas so frequently, But we'll come across that when we can. Whenever it crosses our channel's path here, we'll go along with it. Yeah, Catman, I think you're going to have a very active season. I think 2025 is going to be an Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi season. Probably Arkansas as well. And like I said, northeastern Kansas is going to be a toss-up, this area here. It's just going to depend if we get another event like April 26th, All it takes is one good trough ejection, and then all of a sudden, you've got 50 extra tornadoes in some area. That's all it takes. But we're going to go ahead and end the stream, y'all. I really appreciate it that you guys tuned in yet again for another live stream on the channel. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic Christmas. I can't believe it is already Christmas. 5 days till Christmas. It's going to be a little bit of a rough 5 days till we actually get to the day of Christmas. But I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your 2024 year. I hope you have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas, of course. And I will most likely see you guys somewhere around the 28th of December. I don't want to promise any time before that because I just don't know. I hope to get a video out. I know I said I'd get a video out, but I don't know how busy I'm going to be. I don't know how much free time I have. I won't know how much free time I have until the day comes. So I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Legacy, Catman, Caleb for modding chat. I appreciate Proxy for the $48 donation, Legacy for the 16-month membership, Proxy for the 10-month membership. And I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, watch the snowfall, and Merry Christmas. Goodbye. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great Christmas. Goodbye.